6 months ago, tech executives prepared for a completely hands-off regulatory environment, expecting the incoming administration to greenlight rapid, unchecked AI development. That expectation made sense. The administration and its top tech advisors explicitly campaigned on an anti-regulation platform, openly criticizing earlier AI safety efforts and licensing regimes as overly burdensome. Then came Tuesday, May 6th. The White House announced a massive policy reversal, stating the government would begin evaluating advanced AI models before they are ever released to the public. To make this happen, the government struck agreements with 3 tech heavyweights: Google DeepMind, Microsoft, and Elon Musk's xAI. The agency executing these inspections is the newly rebranded Center for AI Standards and Innovation, or CAISI, housed within the Department of Commerce. The expected era of deregulation ended before it could begin. In its place stands a new AI checkpoint, constructed in response to a singular, classified threat. The catalyst for this shift stems from intense national security fears centered around a new AI model from Anthropic called Mythos. This schematic illustrates Mythos's capability, autonomously exploiting vulnerabilities deep within critical infrastructure. To test this, developers provide CAISI with models lacking standard safety guardrails. In a classified environment, the interagency trains task force then attacks these exposed algorithms to map exact national security risks. The government is now treating advanced AI models like classified defense systems, potential digital weapons that require military-grade stress testing before they hit the open market. But evaluating the most complex algorithms on the planet requires massive operational scale. The agency tasked with auditing trillion-dollar tech giants operates on roughly $65 million in total funding. It is an attempt to police the cutting edge of computation without the technical staff or manpower of its targets. The 123-year-old agency housing CAISI, the National Institute of Standards and Technology, has struggled for years with budget constraints. Investigations show that many of their physical campuses don't even meet acceptable building standards. Beyond staffing and buildings, there is a strict hardware bottleneck. The government simply lacks the massive server farms and raw compute power required to rigorously test frontier AI models on its own. The administration has established a new authority on paper, but the actual work remains entirely dependent on the voluntary cooperation of the companies they are supposed to be policing. If the government lacks leverage to force compliance, it raises the question of why companies like Microsoft eagerly offer up their unreleased models. Cooperating early offers these tech giants a strategic advantage. First, it secures political goodwill with the White House that just proved it can drastically shift policy without warning. More importantly, it acts as a corporate shield. By submitting to pre-deployment testing, these companies build a strong defensive case against future liability. If a deployed model ever causes real-world harm, they can point to the government's own evaluation to deflect accusations of negligence. This diagram shows a pattern playing out internationally. Microsoft recently secured a very similar testing agreement across the Atlantic with the United Kingdom's AI Security Institute, and this temporary framework might soon become permanent. The White House National Economic Council is currently consulting experts on a potential executive order that would formalize this review process. Silicon Valley was hoping to operate entirely outside government reach. Instead, they traded that independence for a high-stakes compromise, linking themselves to Washington's defense apparatus in a permanent state of mutual dependence.